Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Nobunaga's Ambition, Sphere of Influence on the Sirius JG. My second playthrough of the game, playing with a large army of created officers to make things easier, playing as the Date. I guess I'm saying this more for myself than for you guys, but I don't feel any great guilt about having stacked the deck in my favor with all the created officers, because this is really just an excuse to play through a game I enjoyed again, and a way to reward people who donated to Deserves charity stream, so I don't feel the need to prove that I'm the greatest ever player ever or anything like that. Been interesting to me, and I'll get back to the action in a second. It's been interesting to me, as I record this episode, the comments, basically earlier today as I record this episode, the video where I defended, we had the big battle outside of Monomiya Castle with, first of all, with the Ogre of Hitachi, and then the Ashina. So those episodes have just gone live a couple hours ago, and I'm getting my first comments in. And what's interesting is the two big topics of the comments are people writing in-character summations of what's going on, almost always talking about how great their created officers are, and often about what a horrible leader Masamune is. The most interesting one, I think it was Shaman. I guess a few videos back I put in a domestic policy rewarding, whose purpose is to make the stronger officers have higher loyalty. It's called meritocracy, the only in-game effect, because it doesn't really change anything except that it's meant to reflect the idea that capable officers, rather than officers who are descended from the most powerful families, are rewarded. There's no in-game real way this works, other than it's a loyalty boost for your people with high stats, a loyalty decrease for people with low stats. And, it's fine, Sean. I'm not taking it personally. I just thought it was interesting that he did a write-up about how it really seems strange, like divisive action to take at this point in time. But, whatever. Lord Masamune, he's pretty, so that one struck me as a little funny. And the other thing is people rushing to tell me to go out and buy a new big screen TV. Okay, thanks. Thanks for the advice. Because I was having some kind of weird mental breakdown and some graphical glitch in the game, which I did then see in my video capture footage, where things looked weird on my TV. But yeah, multiple people coming in and telling me, big screen TVs are cheap, go buy yourself a new big screen TV. I'm like, thanks, I always appreciate strangers telling me to go make purchases. But, it's probably true, honestly. I mean, TV I have now was top of the line when it came out. It would probably be pretty cheap if I went out. I doubt I could buy this model now. But that's not the point of this LP. The point of this LP is not to talk about my TV, although I'm sure the topic will come up again. The point of this LP is to take the land for the Date. So we're making not terrible progress here. Locally, I would be attacking these guys, except when we load our new scenario, they'll still be there, so it doesn't make sense for me to attack them yet. We eventually got to take out the Kasai clan. And I got curious and did a little bit of reading on, it's literally just called the Samurai Wiki. And like some of the clans that there's really not much said about them. It's like these guys ruled this area for a little while, and eventually just got absorbed by the Date. And whatever these guys were called, it was like the same thing. And the Ashina, they don't really say that much about either. But the Ashina are going to be our next big target. As a matter of fact, our current quest is... Oh, never mind. Our current quest is to defend this castle for 1 year. So that's kind of where we are. We're just going to let some time pass until that quest is over. Grimmearth Reaper's begun building roads. I splurged and spent some money on road development. JG Mystery developing roads too. Because honestly, I will spend a huge amount of gold on road improvement in the grand scope of time in the next scenario. Because it really is just... It's expensive, but the long-term benefits are pretty good. I've sorted myself out, my liege. Allow me to serve you with the utmost loyalty. So the leader of the clan we just took over has joined us. We spent way more than we made. I've turned, my liege, and I intend to serve. My training has paid off, and I have grown. I'm now a giant monster. So we could, we've got to defend this for a long time. We've got lots of time to finish the story elements. We're probably, if somebody felt the interest in going back and looking, these historical battles that we're doing as part of this scenario, I'm pretty sure we're years ahead of schedule for accomplishing them. And like I said, if I wait 3 years for this alliance with these guys to expire so I can attack them, we'll have many, many boring turns of just doing domestics while waiting. We'll very quickly conquer these guys, and we'll still probably be 5 years removed from the start of the next scenario. So we're going to have a gap of time between the end of these videos and the new videos. Oh, and by the way, if you have a created character and I did something wrong, I mentioned this earlier, I can fix it before we start a new game in the Sekigahara scenario. You need to get right on that, though. You need to be telling me in the comments now about what to change, because I am starting to record a little bit ahead of what's public. Not much ahead, but we don't have too much longer before we finish this scenario. So, because I can't help myself, I'm doing you know what? Let's go ahead and use the person who's the overseer, because I'm sure somebody else will be competent to take over as overseer behind her. Yeah, Shaman Yamazaki can be overseer for a turn or two if Kitakatakura does this, because she can probably do it cheaper. Yeah, she'll do it with less people than usual. Actually, I think we saved labor there, not gold. Maramori Castle. Are these people your people, or are they Maronis? Or the Rocks people jabronis? Gold income and population increases quickly. It's going to take less than a month either way, so we won't bother to change. We will not change the overseer there. And I'm not doing... Oh, baths. Makes the district more suitable for conscript. Soldier recovery speed increases. Improvements. Deluxe baths. I'm curious here. So we're going from up to 1677. Church would only be 1371. So that's the thing. You can't always tell. They'll have the same description. Makes it better for conscript, but not always by the same amount. So we'll go ahead and build baths. And I shouldn't be agonizing too long over any individual decision here, because and honestly, I should be willing to sell food right now. It's just at this time of year, food is cheap, so I don't want to sell too much.
Thank you very much.
Because I believe we're going to wait until next year before we wipe out the Ashina at this point. Just to make sure that we've got plenty of resources. Like I said, we're not in a huge hurry. Oh, we don't have enough labor. Oh. It wasn't gold that locked it out there. Alright, well, let's work on improving the roads outside of Mio Castle. Hey, Meow! And Rifu Castle as well. And we're going to be out of gold. Alright, sell even more food.
What would you like? Thank you very much.
Now I can afford to oh, actually we're running... Okay, I gotta stop selling food though, because that took a pretty big bite out of our food. We have to have enough to defend ourselves if we're... To march out and defend ourselves if attacked, even if we're not planning on marching out on offense. But these... My logic has always been that if... better roads is what makes your cities grow faster, then you want to get on that as soon as possible. The sooner your city growth rates go up, the better, and I want to get somebody who has Earthwork Expert. Lady Tolpanzer is perfect. Skills like mine, I'll get this done 1,600 gold cheaper. So I think we needed to have enough gold to do it, but we needed to have enough gold to complete it without the Earthworks Expert discount before it would allow us to select it. But then we get to keep the gold that we have in place after the Earthworks expert discount. So we are going to... is there anybody really worth going after here? I thought for a second that was Modate, but it's just that they have a limited number of female portraits. There's somebody whose stats are red. Just for the hell of it, let's play with this just so you guys can see how it works. Because this is not a tactic I find useful often, but he's right on the border. This guy has got stats that aren't as good. I know we're gonna go a few videos here without doing a lot of warfare, which is primarily what's of interest for you guys. This guy's stats are kind of eh. Who have we got here? Oh, I know what we should be doing. Yeah, we will try to get someone to join our force just for the sake of showing off how the mechanic works, because I don't find the mechanic that useful. You have to put in a lot of time and gold to try to get someone to switch to your force, and the AI tends to cut you off, which means their gold and time spent was sort of wasted. So I don't really use it that much, but it seems like now we might as well play around with it, because we're not in any great danger here. Storyline-wise, I guess spoilers, except for the fact that I'm not 100% sure of this. I'm pretty sure Yoshihiro Satake, is that his name? I think he's done fucking with us for a little while. Which of these cities is... Yeah, Yoshishige Satake, not Yoshihiro. Yoshishige Satake. I don't think we'll be seeing him again before we load. Or start a new game in the Sekigahara scenario. I think storyline-wise, he tries to take that castle twice. He's thwarted twice. He doesn't really, if my memory serves, doesn't do much with the Yoshina. I suppose I shouldn't be saying that, as I'm spoiling the surprise, but I might be wrong. But yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, now, once we finish this quest, we get to finish off the Yoshina however we see fit. So this is as good a time as any to play around with, like, funky tactics that I wouldn't normally use, because no great harm is going to come to us. So what I will do is I will go to the officers of all clans, and I will sort by clan, which is how it's already sorted, and hopefully we get to the Yoshina pretty soon. It does the neighboring clans first, okay. So we got Sadasuna Uichi. From a powerful clan in Mutsu, he turned against the Date after Masamune assumed power. He returned to serving the Date after losing a battle of Masamune. Is he the guy who actually... I don't think he's the guy who got our dad killed, because it says he returned to serving the Date. So I kind of doubt he was the guy. Can't I creep up with my master's way of doing things? My liege Yoshihiro and I hold different views of the nation. Katsunari Koda... Nihonmatsu Hatakeyama retainer adopted mounted combat. He defeated many opponents. After the family's ruin, he became Ronin and later served the Date as a military commander. So far, all the guys that are discontent there are guys who served the Date eventually. Nikaido retainer. After their fall, he served the Date. He fought valiantly during the Kasai Ozaki uprising and oversaw construction of the moats for the Edo and Sendai castles. So any one of those three guys would make sense to join us, actually. Join us. But, oh, wrong guy. He doesn't have terrible leadership. None of them are great officers. $72 valor, 40. I mean, I guess he kind of fled. I mean, in theory, he's progressive. His stats are above average. Although, honestly, with our created officers, you'd have to have much better leader. His valor stat's okay. He'd have to have a much higher leader stat before he'd be likely to be used in combat. So I'm looking for people with like decent poll stats who can actually develop cities that aren't on the front line. Eventually, we're just going to need a lot of above average to great political officers, because at any given time, you're only going to need so many like hotshot military officers. But you know, my headcanon is we're trying to get him to come back because we're trying to, and there is some historical accuracy to this. Masamune did put, like, after his first big battle, he put everyone in the castle he took to the sword. And it was bad for his reputation. It upset a lot of his retainers. And he learned from it. He grew as a leader. So in my headcanon here, we want to hire that guy because we're trying to show that we've learned our lesson and we're no longer going to just, like, murder everybody. That, like, this guy, we're like, okay, you used to work for us. We understand why you left. You're not happy where you are. Come back to us. We're a different force now. That's what I want to do. So for whatever reason, this guy is going to have a discontent up. He's going to work this guy faster than Bucher Roobios will get 14, and Lemdred of the Avatar will only get 13, even though his intelligence is slightly higher. It might be because he has his ideals line up differently or better. So we're going to remove him as the Overseer and have him work on this guy's. Now it will cost us gold. It will take 8 months. Very well. I'll go and have a secret meeting with Sadatsuna Uichi. Get some persuading done. Get some good persuading done. And as you may recall, we moved Monkey Merc to this city precisely because it looked like my master Masamune doesn't seem to care about the discontent of us. Somebody, and I assume it was the Ashina, had been using a plot to get him. So I believe there is something going on where, like, if I was looking for discontented officers, oh, I can't actually go all the way out here. But I can't go that far. So I could go after this guy. Okay, so maybe it doesn't make a difference. Like, it appears that I can go after discontent from the forces that I'm bordering. And it doesn't matter if, like, how big their territory is. Like, well, I don't border you guys at all, do I? Oh, but I do border this zone. But these guys are about to collapse, so who cares? But, like, there have to be discontented officers in Hojo. The force is too big for them to have nobody who's unhappy, but I can't get them. Meanwhile, the Uesugi I do border, and I've got discontent guy this far away I can entice. So I think you can entice anyone in the entire force. But there's different things you can do with them once you've enticed them. And most of the ones that involve not getting, like, months and months worth of enticement without their loyalty changing are things like they won't march against us in battle. And guys like that, it doesn't matter. If Monkey Merc is all the way up here and he's not going to be fighting the Ashina can fuck around with them all they want. He'd need to be really unhappy for a protracted length of time before he'd be willing to defect the Ashina. And hopefully, in some sense, he has the logic to know that would not be a good career move. So the only other thing to do would be to work on tribes. We have no inroads with these guys, who are actually more geared towards independence than helping the Ashina anyway. So, honestly, we just need to keep working on this tribe. Although their support is already high enough that it doesn't really make that much sense to spend money on getting it a tiny bit higher. They're already much more supportive of us than the Ashina, and likely to already march with us, so I just need to keep an eye out in case that situation changes. And beyond that, we're just killing some time here. Yanuki clan was eliminated by the Nanbu clan. That would be this fight right up here, I believe, that we just saw. Well, Nanbu are one of the biggest clans, I should say, up in the north. If I bother to conquer this whole territory rather than just vassalizing and aiming towards the center, they'll be the toughest fight, and they're not going to be that tough. Toughest fight after the Mogami, who will actually put up more of a fight than the Nanbu, I would expect. So I'm still improving roads. We've constructed baths, drill grounds. We're just doing all sorts of peaceful stuff here.
Your orders?
Templar.
Here is last month's balance.
We actually made a little more than we spent for
Reporting
change,
in.
but that's because I sold all this food. Skill and training's paid off. Yamizo tribe supports us. So we do not have any facilities that we need to build. We could upgrade our castles. I mean, if I felt like dropping the money, the thing to do on these castles would be to work on getting annexes, which will increase our growth rate. But that costs a lot of money, and we don't have that much money because we've spent a lot of money on road work. So let's actually save a little. Now I'm already working on this guy. How's this going? His discontent is already at 14. So we'll see if we can hire him. Again, not really worth doing. They're already on our side. It's not going to make a really tiny incremental difference to spend gold on it now. Adjacent bases grew due to road improvement. Road improvement, not road. Karl Rove has not been improving our bases. We're far too progressive for us to have Karl Rove's involvement. I mean, I know that this is like, what is it, 18th century Japan? I'm forgetting the date. No, it's right up there, 1585. So this is like,
Your orders?
what is this? 16th century Japan. We're far too progressive for Karl Rove.
Reporting in.
I have grown in strength. Expect great works from me on the battlefield, my liege. Toriyama Rosario has already actually been pretty impressive in the one or two engagements he's been in for us. Might as well be working on this. Saved up enough money to get some more going. And somebody with earthworks expert is preferable. But if not, we'll just get somebody who has good pole skills and is not already an overseers. Though that burned through all of our money. You are now probably telling me to sell food, which I'm going to hold off on. So we're starting to improve roads some more, increase growth, get more facilities we can build, which will increase growth, which will allow us to build more roads, blah, 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 blah. This was kind of, as much as it's an endless cycle in this game, the Nobunaga's Ambition Ascension game, which I did buy and play and decided not to LP, it was the same thing. It was just constant domestic development in the officer mode. I just didn't really have that much fun with it. Sadatsune Yuichi is discontent enough not to fight us if we ask. Shall we continue to conspire? Yes. So he's giving us the opportunity to back out of that and not do any more, because he's already at 40.
Let us begin.
We need
the
to get him
meeting.
all the way up to 100 to try to secret him out of there.
Here is last month's balance. Reporting in.
Training's paid off. Should be able to kidnap. I should be able to escort far. It's Earl King, so I should be able to escort far more German kids off to the world of the dead now. Earl King, folks. Surprised we still don't have any more facilities that we can build. Oh, let's get all the frickin' road work in the road in the world going here.
Thank you very much.
Might regret this if I get attacked by the Ashina, but we should be fine. Particularly interested in these cities that are kind of puny. Though it doesn't look like I get to build this one. I guess it's... I don't get it. Oh, because it's already being worked on. Never mind. So... Koizumi. Rifu is getting all of its roads built up as big as possible. Watari... collude. Enticement with an officer you're conspiring. Okay, enticement with an officer you have been conspiring with will end the enticement. Is that okay? No. I was hoping we could see what enticements were available, but I think if we go to the collude menu, sorry, in the enticement menu rather than the collude menu, we should be able to. I guess if we get them all the way up to 100, we'll get a chance to see what options are available. For now... Okay, so they've been working on this tribe, so it is worth the gold now, and we'll just let some time pass. Sir Uncle Baldo Fall has been improving roads. And bases are growing because of all the road improvements. JG Mystery has finished road improvements, and I probably should have waited another month before assigning that last round of road improvements to Sir Uncle Baldo Fall. Although, hopefully he'll be able to use his femme fatale skills to make it work better. Und so weiter.
Let us begin the meeting. Here is last month's balance. Reporting in.
Rumor has it, Takahide Shikama has been meeting with another tribe. Whether true or not, I cannot say for sure, but do watch out. I don't know who Takahide Shikama is. I doubt he's probably not... Loyalty 6, required loyalty 11. Wow. Isn't the Date clan my sworn enemy? That will eventually wear off. My liege Mouse Mooney and I all different views. I don't think I get along well with my new master. There's probably not a whole lot that can be done about that. I remember him from my off-screen playing around being one of the harder guys to keep happy. He is an Asaki retainer, Lord of Shikama Castle. He was known for his bravery and intelligence due to the Asaki clan rebellion. He repelled the Date... During the Asaki clan rebellion, he repelled the Date army defending his lord's castle. So... I should probably make him lord of a castle. So who's got a castle lord whose loyalty is already fine? Toriyama, I hate to demote you, but yeah, your loyalty is already really high because you've he could take a loyalty hit of 4 and still be fine. so we could. I think Grimmeth Reaper is up at the top based on the fact that he's the most skillful guy not already lording over castle. He is at Yonezawa. So if we put him in charge, he would get a loyalty boost. Now, where is Yonezawa, and is it now short of officers? Oh, Yonezawa is not short of officers, so we're fine. Alright. But we also now know that
thank you very much.
Selling more food, playing a dangerous game. But JG Mystery just got free from his previous road work, and he's really good at road work. So getting him involved in road work could be useful. So that would complete Moromi. As far as having all the roads leading in and out of it maxed to give it the best possible growth rate. Yonezawa doesn't need the help as much as some of these other cities, but we might have to give it the help eventually anyway. Oh, who's attacking here? Looks like the Ogre of Hitachi might be eating these guys up, or well, maybe it's these guys. Alright, well, just to make the most efficient use of the labor, let's oh, we got Grimmeth Reaper and Masamune are both, or JG Mystery should both be free. Actually, JG Mystery is not free. Masamune, or Grimmeth is. You'll get it done 1,600 gold cheaper. That's it. I don't really think I need to do any more here. I mean, if we were going to continue this campaign and develop the Ashina territories, but no, we're not, so who cares? Let's get Masamune to do this for, it won't even take him that long. Spend the rest on whatever. Check in on how this is going. He's almost completely ready to defect. That tribe is, these tribes are pretty much fully on our side. I don't know that we care about you guys right now, but what the hell. Let's get them on our side too. Oh, you know what? It's time to call it a video. Alright, so this has been a pretty much domestic video, but we're still waiting for this quest to end because we fought those guys off. We have to hold the castle for a year to win the quest. Then the plot will continue one more time, but because I've been in like rebuilding mode, selling food in order to do construction projects, we might want to just wait around a while before we attack the Ashina anyway. I guess we'll find out next time on the Mysterious JG. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.